A wine warehouse and new age restaurant. We're going to refill our glasses. You should do the same.
The Divas are going to refill their wine glasses. The Divalution show will be right back.
The Divalution show just celebrated its 1-year anniversary. The show currently has over 6,000 downloads and growing every day. The Divalution show is broadcasted live on W4Divas.com and thedevolution.com from our studio every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. The shows are all available for download on iTunes, iHeart, and Spreaker. If you would like to join us or become an advertiser, please call 989-402-4627.
Standby Appliance, located at 408 Columbus Avenue. They carry most major brands, install and service all of their sales. They're hometown owned and operated and have been in business for over 65 years. 989-893-4676 or visit them at standbyappliance.com. For a financial planner, call Nate Brown with Brown Financial. He's a comprehensive fee-only planning service specializing in retirement, estate, wealth, tax, college, and Social Security planning. He also does active portfolio management, will review your IRA, 401k, and 403b rollovers.
Contact us at 989-493-2940 or visit our website at www.browncompfinancial.com. Ask about our Diva deal and get a free bottle of wine.
If you're looking for an artistic women's portraiture company where she can bring out the best in you, a side that you want other people to see, then you need to call Indigo Moon. Each setting is designed especially for you. The number is 989-708-6776, not the run-of-the-mill portraiture company. Indigo Moon. Call Chandra. For the best food in town, check out Heather's. It's made to order. They're located at 205 3rd Street. They're open for lunch and will deliver 989-402-1116 and extra special dinners on Friday and Saturday nights. They posted on Facebook.com/Heather's Restaurant. Wendell's Home and Design, making home design affordable. Located at 5260 East Pickard Street, Mount Pleasant. Call them at 989-772-2914.
This is Coach Charlie Cousins with Cousins Martial Arts. We offer classes from ages 2 to 12 for our kids, and we also offer adult classes. You can reach us at 989-297-8558 or on our website. That's cousinsmma.com, COSENSMMA.com. We have a 30-day free trial always in effect, and ask us about our Diva deal.
Let LC Makeup Artistry help you believe in your own beauty. Professional makeup artist and medical esthetician. She's an award winner for her airbrush makeup, skincare treatments, and hair removal. Call Laura at 989-493-2607 or visit her online at lcmakeupartistry.com.
Hi, this is Ashley from Two Men in a Truck Bay City. We are the movers who care. Give us a call at 989-895-5252 for all your moving needs. Boxes, packing supplies. No move is too big or small for us. Visit us at www.twomen.com.
Wine glasses are full. The Divas are ready. Now back to the Divalution show.
Clink away. There you are. Feeling festive tonight, are you?
We festive,
yes.
yeah.
That's very good. Well, it's always a festive night when Greg is here, especially when he brings Peggy.
Yeah, and
because
lots
we
of
like
wine.
her. Yes. Okay, so we're here with Greg Kimbrough from Vino Wine Warehouse and New Age Restaurant. Let's talk about the restaurant a little bit. You are one of our favorite sponsors because when we come see you, we have the best time. And you hosted Diva Day for us, and everybody had a wonderful time. Thank you for that.
It was really fun.
It was very nice.
As somebody who went, it was really fun, Greg.
I really couldn't believe when you girls took all your clothes off like that. I wasn't really sure all that was going to happen.
You have a problem with that?
No, not really. I just was
Okay,
somewhat
then.
surprised that they fell
You
off
know
so
why?
quickly.
You chose red
kidding,
wines for
listeners.
us to taste that were reds, and all of us had white on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
Well, all right. That's a good point. But we did have a wonderful time, and thank you for
Yes.
everybody that came. We had a nice little wine tasting afterwards, and we do wine tastings like that on a private basis all the time. In fact, I'm doing one right after we get off the air tonight that I donated to charity for the Can Council and was purchased by a young man named Philip Horan for the benefit of Bay County. Those that aren't familiar with the Can Council, they help with alerting the public to all the dangers of child abuse and then dealing with child abuse victims right from the start to the end. They provide advocacy, all kinds of wonderful things, and Peggy and I have always been a big supporter of that charity. So we donated this, and tonight we're doing it, and Philip and his crew, they're all part of the staff, or not the staff, but it would be, what would be the right word here? It would be they're all part of the play being held up.
Playmakers.
Over at the Bay City Players, Rent is the play. So it would be the entire
Rent.
the entire group is coming over for a wine tasting tonight.
Very good.
So.
That'll be fun.
Yep.
Hey, I'm gonna come talk to you one day because we want to arrange wine tasting for the Divalution project. We're trying to get some new members, and we thought, what better way than to entice them with a wine tasting?
Lots of tasting.
Yes.
Lots of tasting.
So we will talk to you about that. But
I would look
we
forward to
really
it.
enjoyed it. The Diva Day one was really fun.
There's always something to be learned, and even when I go to different wine tastings outside of my comfort zone, whether they be all over the state or even with other wine drinkers, I always learn something. And as long as you keep an open mind, there's always something to be learned.
Right.
I specifically liked how to open up a bottle of champagne. That was nice. I
That's
really
always
liked
a good thing to know.
It is, in case you want to celebrate something and you don't have anybody else celebrating with you.
Well, exactly.
It's time to learn how to open that bottle
Bring
of
it
champagne.
down here.
Well, sometimes when you're trying to open it on the go, when you never know where you're actually headed, it helps to understand what you're doing then versus being apprehensive about what you're doing and being unsure and making a mess.
Well, you don't want to break anything. You
No.
want to be safe.
That's
and,
right.
and
You don't want to
yourself-
put anybody's eye out.
out.
Exactly.
Right.
So I have a whole bunch more questions. Do you mind if I keep asking?
Yeah, keep firing away.
Okay.
Well, I have one if you don't, when you're ready.
Go ahead.
Well, we were talking about corks a little while ago and how cork is the best way to seal something. And then you said something about a vinyl cork. Does that change the flavor of the wine that's in the bottle?
Not to my understanding. All right. The biggest problem I've seen with that is a lot of the Michigan wineries use them. And this comes back to what Ed said earlier about how sex and wine knowledge kind of go together. They use a different type of a lubricant, all right, that to put those corks in the bottle, all right? Listen to Deb sigh. And what I have ran into is that sometimes that will actually harden somehow in the bottle, and it makes those corks a little bit stubborn to get out of the bottle. But I've never encountered anything that would belay to me that it's adulterated the wine in any way.
What's your favorite wine opener?
Just a regular corkscrew, old school corkscrew. In fact, I have my old Faithful right in my pocket here. It's a 3-stage wine opener that has got the 3 basic tools: the knife, all right, the lever or fulcrum, and then the ever-present worm or screw. Deb.
That's a pretty cool one. You know
Yeah.
what I was trained to always use, and it really works well with whites that have been in the refrigerator, is Assos.
So. Do you know why they call it an asso?
No?
Because it's so easy to use. Once you learn, you go, oh, so very easy.
Oh.
Now I'm interested.
All right, then.
now
I'll
I
believe
need
it.
to know.
But have you used those?
Yes, indeed. They're usually best for older wine. All right, and back to the dirty jokes again. They have a long prong and a short prong.
Right.
And basically, you introduce the long prong, all right, first, and then wiggle
Rock it
back and forth. You rock it, yep, and then instead of going through the cork like a corkscrew does, it actually goes on either side of the cork, but between the glass, and then you use a twisting motion to pull it up. And with an older wine, it doesn't mechanically drive through the cork and disintegrate it. It holds the cork between the 2 prongs and the glass and then pulls it out. So it works a lot better for older wine.
Right.
And it's actually a lot easier.
I still use mine.
It's less difficult for most women once they learn it because it's less mechanical. And please don't take that the wrong way, but I've had a lot of waitresses that could never fully
Right.
grasp, using a regular waiter's blade, but yet they figure that also, and they have that moment.
Right.
And then they,
and it
after that,
too
they never have
has
another problem.
all the tools right on it, because that one edge, the long edge,
Yep.
is sharp.
Yep.
So that you can cut around the top.
You're going to have to bring it in. I don't know what
Oh,
an
I
Osso
love
is.
my Osso.
You can
I've
actually-
had it for a long time.
You can actually probably use it to pick a lock with, too, because if you
Probably.
Yeah.
But I know how to do the cork thing where, you do the two levers.
Right,
And pop it up.
right.
I've never heard
You
of
know,
an Osso.
there's no bad way to open a bottle of wine.
Nope.
There's no bad way to drink it.
That's
either.
right. Hey, it always encourages me when I see good news about wine. Like drinking red wine is good for you because it has resveratrol in it, and it's one of the few ways to get resveratrol, and it helps you age gracefully. And today on the internet, somebody sent me red wine is good to drink before you go to bed at night.
Ooh.
Well, I'm not sure that it's necessarily good to drink before bed at any time, in my opinion, as a wine vendor. But red wine over 30 years ago was recognized by 60 Minutes in a epic episode that was labeled the French Paradox. And the French Paradox revealed that the French civilization eats the richest diet in terms of butter and fats and things like that, but yet suffers the lowest incidence of heart-related and arterial disease.
That's
And
right.
They were able to link that to red wine. And red wine and tannic acid serves as a cleansing agent or auger or cleaner, which way you want to think about it.
It's medicinal.
And with that in mind, a lot of people, as they start to develop circulation problems, are prescribed by their doctor to drink a glass of wine every 2 or 3 days, believe it or not, for circulation.
I want that, doctor.
And that does not include Arbor Mist, Blackberry Merlot,
No.
or Wild Irish Rose,
No.
or any of that
Or
crap.
any whites. It has
No.
to be red.
It has to be a red wine that has the evidence in the presence of tannic acid. And tannic acid is that acidic, kind of dry flavor that you get on the very back of your palate when you drink
it
red
finishes
wine.
like that.
Exactly. So that's what you're after in terms of the French Paradox. And since the French Paradox, the word resveratrol, is that the word you just used?
Resveratrol, yes.
Resveratrol.
Yes.
There's been so many other agents in red wine that have been identified since then, but they're all part of that same paradox. And so with that in mind, who would have known that the French were that smart so many years ago?
Right.
So.
And again, in moderation. You can't drink a whole bottle of wine every night. And
No, half a bottle is good.
half
Well,
will do me just fine.
When the doctor tells you have to drink one glass, every 2 or 3
well,
days.
you just get a bigger glass.
That doesn't mean you can drink yourself to exactly. You can't drink 9 years ahead of yourself or something like
That's
that.
right.
So.
I very rarely drink too much wine. Very rarely.
Very rarely.
But this weekend's going to be one of those times because my friends from Ohio are coming up.
Sue's coming?
Yes.
I'll be darned. Tell her I said hi.
Okay.
All right.
So we have a really good time. Yep. So, sometimes when you are pouring a glass of wine, there's sediment in the bottom. Why? And should we shake it first?
Should we drink that sediment?
Should we shake it?
Shake it.
What should we do, Greg?
Is
Well,
that like
first of all-
the worm in the tequila?
There's sediment that's naturally occurring, and that's not bad. All right. In white wine, a lot of times that sediment is referred to as wine crystals, and it'll actually look like a stone crystal or a cheesy like cubic zirconium or something like that. And those are found a lot of times in sweeter wines, specifically like German estate bottled wines, and they'll call those wine
Like Alsace and
Yep,
those?
and they'll call those wine crystals. Now, as far as red wine sediment, that's just a byproduct of the wines being unfiltered. And all that sediment, when it went into the bottle, it was all basically liquid. But as it sits, it has a tendency to find its way back to one another, and it kind of creates a little bit of a solid again. And then, of course, it falls to the bottom of the bottle. So usually sediment is a byproduct of a wine that's older, usually something that's maybe 2 or 3 vintages out, perhaps even more. And if you got into a wine that's maybe 10 or 15 years old, you're going to even find more sediment. And either your question, should you drink it? Well, probably not, because it gets caught in your teeth. If it gets on your clothes, it's concentrated redness and things like that, so it'll really stain. but it's not going to harm you. It's not a bad thing or anything else like that. And a lot of times you'll drink in it and you don't even really realize it. And then you can go in the bathroom and you look at your teeth and you think, oh, my Lord, I just swallowed like red sand or something.
Now, is that like a vinegar mother or something like that? You know how, you know, when you get a vinegar.
Red
you get
wine vinegar.
Yeah, this would be like a red wine vinegar.
I guess I'm not really familiar with that particular term, but it's just a byproduct. There was a big